Did Professor Arnold Ehret actually give himself malaria and other infectious diseases and cure himself of it using the Mucusless Diet Healing System? Let's find out. In this video, we're going to talk about infectious diseases and what Arnold Ehret has to say about it, how to naturally heal yourself, protect yourself, become immune to whatever these little critters are that's out here running around. I know for various reasons, that's kind of a hot topic right now. People all of a sudden are interested in health, and they're interested in germs and preventative measures and curative measures. Just all of a sudden, it's very surprising. I don't even know what all the fuss is about, but here we are. So we're going to talk about that just a little bit. If you're new to the channel, I'm Professor Spira. I've practiced something called the Mucusless Diet Healing System for over 18 years, and I've helped thousands and thousands of people transform their lives using the methods of the Mucusless Diet Healing System. And I myself cured myself of a number of ailments, and I myself used to suffer chronically and constantly, over and over again, almost every day, from cold and flu-like symptoms, things that I was told was because of germs and because of infections and all these things, and there was no way for me to prevent it because it was genetic and I was just bound to be sick. Didn't matter I was 10, 12, 13 years old, fairly young, didn't matter. I'm genetic. It's all that sickness is what is in store for me. I have inherited that. That is what they programmed me to believe. They oriented to me to believe. And what do you believe? Have you heard that? If somebody has somebody told you that you are destined because of what your parents went through or your grandparents went through, that you're destined to suffer the same ailments, the same illnesses, that if you come into contact with somebody and they're not wearing their mask and you get a little spittle on you, that all of a sudden your life is over? Have somebody put that fear into your mind, planted that seed? Well, let's plant a different seed. So this is one of several books that we publish by Professor Arnold Ehret. This is Thus Speaketh the Stomach and Tragedy of Nutrition. Now we're going to look at a quote from Thus Speaketh the Stomach real quick. And here he talks about some of the experimentation that he did. He was, you know, if you've never heard of Professor Arnold Ehret, he is the most important and influential figure in the area of health that nobody knows about, or very few people. Only the coolest and hippest people know about Professor Arnold Ehret and understand about that. There's a lot of things that would be a lot different in this world if it wasn't for the works of Professor Arnold Ehret, yet he still does not get the love that he should get and the attention he should get. So that's where I'm at, part of my mission is to make sure that Arnold Ehret gets that, because his methodologies are needed now more than they ever were before in history, because of the gluttony, because of the ignorance, because of just the mucus and pus, constipation and stimulation that's running this nation. You can't watch these stupid debates or watch any of this nonsense that's out here, and you can't tell me that pus and mucus eating isn't at the foundation of that. But that's another discussion. We'll get into that. If you've never heard that before, I talk about that in depth elsewhere, where people don't like to really explore the connection between behavior and what you're putting in your body and what you're eating. Behavior is directly connected. Everybody wants, oh, it's just a bad apple. It's just they're mentally unstable. They had a bad upbringing, a bad childhood. They ate and continue to eat pus and mucus forming foods, and not everybody's reacts to it the same. Everybody's body is different. Not all drunk people that get drunk get into fights or murder people, but there's a percentage that are predisposed to that. And so with pus and mucus eating, you have that same kind of dynamic. But let's get into this. So Arnold Ehret put forth his theory of vitality equals power minus obstruction, and that the human body is an air gas engine first and foremost. So he challenges the orthodox nutritional theories, everything. A lot of people are going to school for a hate Ehret. That's what, because you can't make money when you're not promoting a lot of supplements, you're not promoting the get healthy quick kind of, it's not a get rich quick, get healthy quick kind of thing. You know, that people, it's easy to make money when you're selling that, them little tidbits, little thing. People like concoctions, people like all that kind of stuff. Ehret's like, look, get you some fruits and vegetables, get an enema bag, do some fasting, do some enemas, eat some fruit, eat some vegetables, make some broom salads. Simplicity. Simplicity is the key. That's the foundation, but it's hard to monetize simplicity. You know, so that's one of the reasons you've never heard of Professor Arnold Ehret. No one could monetize that. It's easy to, if you're pushing herbs all the time, you're pushing all these, and I'm not saying herbs are bad or anything. I've talked about that a bunch, but when that is how you are primarily making money, then there is a vested interest and you get a lot of marketing efforts behind it. Well, we didn't have that with the Mucusless diet. The closest you had that was Fred Hirsch, who was at one point was trying to promote and market the Inner Clean herbal formula. It was like a stomach and bowel herbal formula, which is something that Ehret had put together. But so with that said, I keep getting off track. Let's talk about this experiment. So in Thus Speaketh the Stomach, Ehret says, I have made experiments to produce a cold, to get malaria infection, etc., with a negative result, but quickly eliminated it after a thorough removal of the first general cause, consisting of the complete encumbrance through the stomach by fasting and using my own diet. In order to put disease as an experiment upon a common basis, I went to the limit of endangering my own life. In state of improved health, I would intentionally eat myself sick to a certain extent in order to eat myself surely and radically well again for my own satisfaction. To my knowledge, this has never before been attempted. If science does not care about this experiment of mine, it may continue to look on smilingly as what is to follow. I myself believe I shall thereby be of service to the sick, to the life efficiency of the human race, to the promotion of the people's vigor, and to all humanity. Can I get an amen? Thank you. Thank you, Professor Arnold Ehret, for doing experiments that I don't want to do. I'm not going to give myself malaria. You know, now, hey, we can talk about COVID another day. You know, I'm not looking to give myself malaria to do, you know, Ehret already did that. He gave himself malaria, other infectious diseases, and he just talks about it in passing like it's no big deal. But think about that. You know, elsewhere we get into the germ theory. I should just real briefly, so in the Mucusless Diet Healing System book, which is the primary, that's like the fundamental book, the foundation, that's what you want to get into. But he says in the lesson 6, the error of blood circulation, medical physiology, pathological physiology continues to find disease, that is the cause of disease, with the microscope, and the germ theory is now fashionable. They will never find the truth and never understand what disease is as long as they have a fundamentally wrong conception of blood circulation. And he goes into as he calls it, a new physiology, a new paradigm. We look at the human body through a different lens. And check out the Mucusless Diet Healing System if you want to explore that and kind of understand that. But this is so ahead of its time. I mean, you're talking about the germ theory is in fashion, and it's more in fashion today than it's ever been. And now you'll hear a few people that'll they usually don't bring up Ehret, they'll bring up the Louis Pasteur terrain theory versus germ theory, that's become a standardized debate. I'm into Professor Arnold Ehret. To me, this is the foundation here, and the way that he deals with it, because Pasteur didn't have a dietary piece together. He didn't have a fasting piece together. He didn't have a colon irrigation piece together. That whole theoretical framework that, you know, that's coming from that side. To me, man, it's all about Professor Arnold Ehret. That's first and foremost. That's the beginning and the ending of that type of discussion. But if you know, some people like that discussion, and it's one way to discuss it. Terrain theory versus germ theory, saying if you have a filthy host, if you have a filthy body, then whatever little critters or whatever kind of it's open season. Little hungry critters are coming at you like, And the way I look at it is, it's nothing more than, when you're talking about germs or viruses and these microbes, are nothing more than potential triggers of elimination. What's elimination? Think about it. You're eliminating all the time. There's different levels of elimination. So you be blowing your nose, coughing up phlegm, earwax, eye crusties, having mucus come out in your urine, mucoid plaque coming out of your colon and intestines. Your body's always eliminating. Sweat, slime, just coming out of every orifice of the body. The body's always eliminating. And the filthier and more encumbered you are, the more that the body is looking for an opportunity to cause you to stop eating, and then hopefully fast, hopefully stop eating, stop putting in disease-forming foods, and give the body a chance to heal itself. You don't heal the body with the herbs. The body heals itself when it's cleansed and the crap is removed. You're able to get the breath in. The oxygen is able to actually do its job in the body. That's what's happening. You know, the fasting process, oxygenation process, a cleansing process. As long as you have all this filth in your system, it's open season on you. So you should be scared, because now people running around with their heads cut off, terrified of, you know, the cold and flu-like symptoms that come along. And the filthier you are, it may be fatal to get exposed to some kind of very concentrated, nasty little microbe. But unless you're filthy, unless you know, and when we talk about the filthiness, we talking about the eating of pus and mucus forming foods over time. And when you are living that kind of lifestyle and you're open to all of that, you open yourself up to all. It's all for you. You know, all the fear, all the ignorance, all the backward thinking, the backwardness, the making unethical things ethical. There's nothing ethical about a slaughterhouse. There's nothing rational about eating dead animal flesh, but you know, we've created that due to addiction. We've created, as a species, as a very sick and degenerate species, we've created this mentality, this idea that we are supposed to eat dead animal flesh and that it's okay and that's how you are healthy. And I mean, it's just bizarro world, as we always say. But as long as you are plugged into that, you're plugged into that consciousness, you're going down that path, then you open yourself up to all of the constipation, all of the inability to have natural bowel movements, all of the cancers, all of the germs, death from, you know, a bronchitis, a bad, you know, kind of whatever. I mean, you've opened yourself up. So my thing is, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is a tough path. It's not easy, especially in this environment. When you walk up the street and you're seeing billboards with chicken mascots telling you to come eat their chicken, you know that you're in something hellacious. So it's not easy trying to practice this lifestyle in this environment. But you have to choose. It's gonna be, something's gonna be hard for everybody. So you gotta choose which path do you want, you know, which tough path do you want? Do you want that ignorance path, that sort of that bliss of, I'm gonna just eat what I wanna eat, and I'll eat the dead animals and blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna ignore this idiot on here telling me not to eat dead animal flesh. Shh, I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm gonna make my little TikTok videos. I'm gonna have fun. And, but the sad thing is, the same people that think like that are the ones that are hiding behind their couch with the face mask on. Well, where's all your, you know, I mean, I'm watching, like, you know, so I'm seeing MMA fighters and folks that are supposed to be the baddest people on the planet, scared. Scared, like legitimately scared. Come on, man. I thought y'all was supposed to be, but this is where you see that separation from the men, from the boys, and the women from the girls. Those who know something, those who don't know anything. And when, you know, when you got that kind of fear, come on now. Cause this is not supposed to be that complicated and difficult, but they've made it so. You know, it's become that crazy just because that's what's happened. And so do I get a little bit of pleasure out of, I mean, it's one of them things sometimes you just gotta laugh to keep from crying, because it's sad. You know, I don't like to see people in fear. I mean, I hate this. I hate walking around seeing people with these face masks on and you know, just bend over and go with the status quo. Go with the, I just can't do it, man. That's not it. We had a interruption with a young man trying to cut through my yard, but he just went back. So, in conclusion, Professor Arnold Ehret put himself on the line to prove that the germ theory is bogus, that it's not the foundation of human illness. I'm not the type of person, I don't say that germs don't exist and that they won't affect you if your body is filthy. And these are degrees too. So you could get exposed to something, start going through an elimination, but if you've been practicing the Mucusless diet for a long time, what you experience is gonna be a lot different than somebody that's just came in from the McDonald's and the Burger King type of lifestyle. And so so if you're somebody that's into the mask lifestyle and sort of the fear and subservience, to be subservient to the powers that be and to sort of go along the line, you probably aren't, because you wouldn't be this far in one of my videos if you were like a status quo kind of person. But just open your mind up and take a look at the Mucusless Diet Healing System and just consider cleaning yourself up. Think about all of you have 15 to 20 pounds of uneliminated feces in your bowels right now, poisoning your bloodstream. But you're worried about, you know, you got this mask, and you take the mask on to then go eat a burger of a bunch of feces and rotting flesh. Then you put your mask back on, you walk off. Stop living in that backward reality. We have an opportunity, unprecedented opportunity right now, to transform ourselves and humanity and put humanity back on track, back in line with nature, so that we can save the world. We can save the human species, because we're not going to last at this rate with this level of ignorance. And the unfortunate reality is going to be a really huge number of folks that aren't going to make it, that would have otherwise made it. Because right now there's a line in the sand, and you're going to have the people that go down the you know, all these different shows where people, the gluttony shows, folks that go down that road of the extreme eating and you know, like where that's the reality. And then you got the other path of the people that, you know, trying to fast, trying to, you know, get made fun of by the pizza and the hot dog eaters, saying, oh, you should just loosen up, have a little bit more fun. You only live once, YOLO. Well, then take off your mask if you only live once and go breathe some air. You only live once. Don't make fun of us trying to eat fruits and green leafy vegetables and maybe bring a little bit of consciousness to you that you shouldn't be killing animals and slaughtering people. You shouldn't be raping people or animals. You know, maybe worry less about us and worry about cleaning out your colon. How about that? How about that? So I thank you for tuning in. Hey, go down below right now. If you've not signed up for the Mucus-free Life Insiders Club, sign us up. You get 3 free PDFs. You got 5 of some of my favorite mucus-free recipes that help you remove mucus from your body. You get that. You get an introduction to mucus-free menu planning, as well as my top 10 favorite mucus-free foods. You can get that right now. Go down below, click the link. Gonna want to plug into the community, get the support. Every Wednesday we have a free meetup, and you'll get notifications about that, as well as also join us on Facebook. You'll get some more of the announcements about those. But plug into the community, man. We are growing. This thing is just getting started. Mucus-free is the way to be. You know, we are going to take on all comers. You know, right now we in that building phase, but wait till we, you know, be a part of building it, because once it's built, you know, people are going to be trying to jump on the bandwagon. And it's like, well, it might not be room at that point. You know, because this thing's about to be really hitting the track. So I thank you for tuning in, and until next time, peace, love, and breath.